just became the hunted. Tiff and The Punisher. Wake up for you. CPS, no mercy, no slack. We expose the truth. Now you're under attack. You came for the children, thought you'd never fall, but the table's turning. Hear the battle call. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the name. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Podcast dropping bombs, every episode raw. Real survivor stories breaking every law. You hunt the parents, label us all insane, but we flip the script, now you feel the pain. Fight for CPS, evil and the same. Breaking down the system, screaming out your name. Foster care secrets buried in the dirt. We dig them up deep, watch the whole thing burn. You thought you untouchable, hiding behind the stage, but the hunted are rising. It's already too late. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, CPS, your time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the name. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. CPS, equal and the same. Uncovering foster care, your empire, foster day. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. When the hunters become the hunted, we're coming through. Tiff and The Punisher, the movement's alive. Parental right warriors, we will survive. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you.
Punisher podcast, fighting CPS with their bare mouths, have added a Tuesday night edition, The Stipulation Nation. The CPS tyrant take down the nerd from nowhere, the attitude with the truth to back it up, Becca Garrison. This should make for an amazing lineup of attitude, pizzazz, fun, and downright CPS stomp down. They can't run forever, and when they stop, this posse will be right on their heels. No more kids for cash, and we are kicking some ass. Join us Tuesdays to stipulate with Becca.
In the shadows where justice burns, Tiff and The Punisher rise. Streetlights flicker, the city's on fire. Tiff walks the line with a cold desire. Punisher shadow, the hammer falls hard. No mercy for evil, they're playing their card. Through the alleys of pain and the rivers of blood, they hunt down the guilty, they're the judge in the flood. But every war needs a mind that can see, a voice in the chaos that cuts to the core. Tiff and The Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart-ass grin, Brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor-sharp mind. You think you're clever, watch me prove you wrong. marches on. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Becca's the spark in the tactical storm. Smart ass remarks to keep the whole team reformed. Equations and evidence, she's cracking the code, while the Punisher's bullets write the final load. Tiff holds the line with a fearless command. Together they're unstoppable, a punishing band. Becca won't rest till the puzzle is solved. She's right every time and the problem's resolved. When the world's gone mad and the answers won't bend, she'll dissect the chaos and break it again. Smart ass brainiac, queen of the fight. Tiff and the Punisher on the night. Tiff and the Punisher carving the night, punishing sinners beneath the pale light. Becca steps in with that smart ass grin. Brainiac queen, always right from within. She's figuring out the world one fact at a time, calling out the lies with a razor sharp mind. You think you're clever, watch me prove you wrong. Becca's in the mix, and the truth marches on. Tiff and the Punisher. Becca's got the answer. Justice never sleeps.
Not much. What's going on?
That was like aggressive, wasn't it? That whole music layout that I did?
Yeah,
It was nice.
it was
Felt,
good.
felt like going for a fresh swim.
Oh my.
Yeah. Have you ever swam in one of those ice cold pools?
No.
Yeah, me neither. But I feel like that's what it would be like. You know, like if you just kind of got in one of those, like I guess it's supposed to make you healthy or something. You jump in there and it gets your blood going, and it's good. It's good for you, especially us old folk.
Yeah, but your body can go into hyperthermia within 30 seconds.
That's the risk you take for getting healthy, Tiff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
it's
well, I
good.
plan on living a little bit longer. I'm older than you.
Yeah, well, the last time you went in a pool, you got stuck. So let's be real here. So, I mean, we do have that going on.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. God, I hope I don't do that this year.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't keep doing that. You know.
Uh,
Yeah, let's just leave the pools out of it this summer. Anyway, so Becca's here with us tonight, I guess, right?
yep, Tuesdays are going to be her nights.
Yeah. Did you like the little video?
I did. I like the little, it looks like it was carved out in glass.
Yeah, I did that. I etched that all day. That's what took me so long.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I can do those things.
I know you can, Darren. You're terrific with all this stuff. I can barely get into my emails half the time.
You can stick to a pool though.
I sure can.
And Tiff, and you can't forget about this. You can't forget about, you know what it's time for. Yep. We need to get you a t-shirt for that. So
Yeah.
Becca's going to teach us about yes, I will call Susie, guys. I will definitely call Susie.
Hey, Osiris, how's your leg doing?
Oh, damn, that's right. He was in he got the old on him too, didn't he?
Yeah, he had something going on with his knee, but Tony took care of him, so he was in good hands.
Oh yeah, he had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for days, I bet. Man, I'm in heaven just thinking about it. But let's see what the stipulating last has to say to us tonight. We're finally going to let her out and we're going to let her talk. So let's see. And remember, Tiff, whatever happens, this was your idea.
It's okay, Darren.
Becca, what's up?
I pick up.
Why? Hi, Darren. I
Hello,
like your
Becca.
song.
Yeah, Vinny, that was they were all devoted to you. Everything was all
Yeah,
about you. I hope Angry
yeah.
Citizen wasn't watching because he didn't even get that much clout. It took a while for me to get all that done for him. But he's not as mean as you, so you know.
I don't know. Everybody seems to be like, oh, that Dana,
Yeah, he's angry, but
he's angry.
that's just a label.
Oh,
Like there's people that are mean, and then there's people that are, like you're like, oh yeah, he's the angry guy, it's cute, but then there's people like that's that angry woman, don't fuck with her. You know what I mean? There's a whole different level of angry.
Stop.
It's like you don't want to make them angry. That's the one thing when they have angry in their name, you're like, don't make them do that.
Yeah,
That's a
don't.
warning. That's exactly what that is. It's a warning. Don't make that warning. Like you, Tiff. Don't push her buttons. Don't even get this woman going. Like it's all funny games when you're laughing about it, but when the laughing stops, shit's hitting the fan.
it's
Defecation.
funny you say that. We were talking to Claire when she was here, and we were telling her how I met. And my husband, I knew him, and I don't know what I was doing, but I walked across the lot that I worked on, and he was there, and he was like, don't cut your hair. And he said, I turned around and said, I'm not going to cut my hair. He was like, damn, she's mean.
See who that is?
Renee.
Hey, Renee.
Renee's in the house. Debbie's in here too. No, Debbie, they're not. We won't stand for that non-positive attitude. I
wanna
know
hear
they say this stuff, but you got to keep your head up. If you don't think that way, don't put that out in the universe. Because you're a lawyer.
That's right.
Bad
We're
juju.
here. Everybody's here. We can all try to do what we can to curve that whole thing. Whatever we can.
All
do.
right, Becca.
Stipulate
I'm at
it.
Tiff mutes. She's like, I'm out.
You're gone. She's done.
Yeah. So stipulation. People need to start realizing that comes before. What is it? Before. I mean, you can have a judicial, or what's that called? Jurisdiction hearing. I don't know why I want to say judicial hearing. A jurisdictional hearing, but then what? Before that, your lawyer in my case, this is what happened in my case, and I've come to find in almost a lot. Well, I would say probably about 95% of the cases, based on even the survey that I had out. 180 people now have taken the survey.
How many people do you have in your survey?
180.
How many people have looked at your post?
169,000, I think now.
Jesus almighty. She's making money. She is making money because so many people are looking at her stuff. You made the algorithm.
Like pennies on the dollar, you guys. Okay.
Well, but still, it's better than no pennies on no dollar. Oh, that's for our man right there. We got to put a little picture of him up for us. He's watching. So go on.
So essentially, these attorneys are not, I mean, it's mandated. So every state has to, before, according to public law, what is it? 96272-272, every state has to have a plan. And they have to send that plan to the federal government for the what is it, HHS or something like that, the Human Health and Human Services. That's who does it. Well, they have to send one that gets approved by every state. So every state then says, okay, well, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to meet these requirements. Well, if you ever see in your orders where it says, because like I know when I went to my jurisdictional hearing, it was immediately they gave me a whole packet of papers with all these different court dates on them. And I mean, we hadn't even gotten, like, we were just at the shelter hearing. Sorry. This was at the shelter hearing. And I'm like, they gave me all these papers with all these court dates on them. I get to looking, and literally the wording that they have to use in order to be considered for Title IV funding is in those papers. And I'm like, nifty. I'm like, there it is.
People not ever even notice this stuff? Do people, like, they're not even paying attention, right? Because all they're thinking is, well, I'm going to get my kids back. So they're just burying this information about this stuff. They're like, don't even look at that. Let's just keep on going. Let's get to the safety plan or whatever else they're trying to sell you, right?
Yeah. And see, like in my case, I was actually, I was actually told to take my kids to my sister's. They needed to be safe. I had to sign the safety plan. At this point, I was dumb. I was dumb to CPS. Like my dad always said, they're like a bunch of cockroaches. Once you get them, you can't get rid of them. And I took them to my sister's. I signed the safety plan. Well, I'm in such distress, like any normal parent would be. I'm in such distress, and I'm sitting here, and my husband says, he wasn't my husband at the time, but he is now. He was like, shouldn't we have the lawyer look at this? Like, because they already knew I had an attorney. And she was like, as soon as she said that, she said she was going to be there all day and, to make sure the transition was good, blah, blah, blah. As soon as she heard my husband say that, we got to go. Was out the door. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was weird. Well, then when I talked to my attorney was like, did you sign anything? And I was like, yeah, safety plan or what. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, no, you didn't. He's like, you just signed over your rights. I said, no, I didn't. And he was like, yeah, you did. Well, I ended up one day, this happened to me 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. Well, 6 years ago, I guess it would be, but it happened to me then. And then until recently, I've always researched, I've always tried to find, I need to know why. I need to know why this happened, how it happened, because I didn't sign anything. I didn't sign like a.
What exactly did your husband, not husband then, what exactly did he hear, say, and all that made you guys clue in? Like, where did that come in that you guys realized that you, like, they just skipped over something? Or like, what made that whole moment happen? Like, how did you realize something?
I think it wasn't. I think it was because more or less that they weren't his kids specifically. So he was more in that mental mindset of maybe I should question this rather than just comply. And because I wasn't in no state of mind for that. I mean, I was a mess. So, I mean, I
And
guess
they count on
and
that.
they do, and they do, and they literally count on that for the parents to just be so under such stress that they don't even realize what they're doing. How could somebody do something voluntary and knowing if they're under that form of stress? You're not. I'm sorry, but there's
Right. You're
no.
so upset that you're going to give up the rights of your kids.
Yeah, because when he
Right.
told me that, when my attorney told me that, I was like, what? No. I was like, I didn't sign anything that said that. He's like, oh no, that's what that safety plan does. I was like,
Did you rescind your signature?
no, because I hadn't gotten a hold of my attorney until like a week after the safety plan was already in effect. So, and I know it's like 72 hours or something like that. You have to rescind your signature. So I ended up dealing with the case plan and everything like that. Fast forward to here recently, and I've been on this stipulation thing for like the last year or so. And I mean, I was like, I didn't really push it because I wasn't really too sure about it. And I was like, well, wait a minute here. Once I found the definition, I was like, the day I found the definition, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, it just like a light went off. It clicked. And I was like, that's it. My friend had asked me, she sent me a copy of her transcripts for a court hearing. And the state's attorney had said to the judge,
Did we lose her?
Well, I guess she got nervous.
No, I think she probably hit the wrong button. There she is.
okay, I don't know what happened. It said that, oh, wait, oh, there, no, okay, there we go.
So, since we're doing this real quick, rescinding a signature on a CPS safety plan or voluntary agreement is generally possible, but it must be done immediately, often within 0 to 30 days before it becomes a formal court order or is finalized, according to the legal experts. While
They're only good for 30 days.
Listen, don't kill the messenger.
I'm not, okay.
Voluntary consents can often be revoked. Doing so may prompt CPS to pursue court-ordered removal. All right.
Well, they need to be going to the courts and stop lying to the courts and using imminent danger and exigent circumstances. I'll shut up, Becca. You go ahead.
So anyways, I was reading her transcript and it said, adjudication, this mother is stipulated to adjudication. I said, what the heck is that? Those 3 words. literally changed my life. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have the answer. I read the definition. I was like, I have the answer. I was like, there it is. It's clear as day. And I was like, oh my God. And I called her back and I was like, she kept telling me, she's like, I wasn't able to provide evidence. Like my attorney said, she's like, I gave him evidence. I gave him, everything that was contradictory to what they had claimed. I gave them. She's like, I gave it to him. And they did nothing with it. And I'm like, this is why. Because essentially, you just said that everything that CPS, all their allegations that they had against you were correct. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. I said, that right there, that is it. I said, and the attorneys, and then I reflected back to my day that my kids were determined to be dependent. And I'm like, I replayed it in my mind and I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's it right there. That's exactly how it happened. Didn't advise me of my rights, didn't advise me that they had to prove their case. And I get this. I'm not saying that all stipulation is bad, because some stipulation is like you can stipulate to the facts, like basic stipulation, like you can stipulate to the facts of like what your kids' names are and all this other stuff. But as far as their accusations and their allegations that they have against you, make them prove it.
Yeah, that's why I call it a plea bargain.
And I mean,
because you just committed guilt.
This one does say here too that you generally have up to 72 hours to rethink and potentially withdraw from any contract.
It essentially, this is the kicker, because everybody's like, I didn't sign it. I didn't sign it either. You know what? Because it's an oral agreement. Okay. And they're like, well, I didn't sign anything. Okay, you don't have to sign anything. But when you go into court and the judge is like, do you understand the allegations against you? Do you understand? That's called, I think I don't know if I'm saying this right, colloquy. They were supposed, what did you say?
You did good. There's a good chance that you were right about there.
Okay, so they have to on the record have that on there that you understand, but they don't have to. They're supposed to put it on the record that you understand. Now, beforehand, and if we lived in a world where we knew that CPS didn't talk to the judges and the attorneys didn't talk to the judges, then you would assume that the judge would know or wouldn't know whether or not the attorney already disclosed this information to his client. Okay. We lived in a world where they didn't do stuff, or they didn't communicate. Okay, I could understand. And the judge would ask you verbatim, and they should. I mean, they really should, because they should advise you. I mean, it's not giving legal advice. It's literally telling you, it's educating the parent. Okay, because I know that the judges are constantly like, oh, we don't give legal advice. That's not legal advice. That's legal education, and that's normal everyday knowledge. So, but the attorneys are supposed to tell you, like, well, we can, if the attorney says, well, my attorney said to me, I will tell you this. My attorney said to me, I said, what do you mean? He said, he came into the room and said, they're going to find that your kids are dependent. I said, okay, what does that mean? And as we are literally sitting here and he's trying to talk to me, they call our name over the speaker. Report to courtroom 2. Okay, so we're getting up, we're walking out, and he's trying to talk to me as we're walking into the courtroom. And he says that it's literally I said, what does that mean? What's dependency? What does that mean for the kids? I had all these questions. And he's like, well, dependency is a broad definition by statute. He literally told me I could fart wrong and my kids would be determined dependent. And he said, when the judge asks you if you agree or you understand, just say yes. I'm like, okay. Like, did not tell me that, like, we can prove them wrong. We can do this. It's literally a skip over. They find it because they use it because it's a loophole. And there's nobody that says they can't do it. And it fast tracks cases because they're obviously told they need to fast track cases because there's so many things going on. But they're removing your right to a trial. They're removing your right to submit evidence, to pretty much plead your case. I mean, and people don't even understand, they don't even realize that they're doing it because they never sign anything.
Mhm.
Because the only thing that has to happen is that the judge has to have it in the court record that he asked you if you understood. Now in California, it's not like that. California, it's like they have to go through the whole shebang. They have to give the whole rundown of, do you understand this? Do you understand that? They have to do that. But in some states, it's not like that. And they literally can get away with that. And which is pretty stupid if you ask me. But that's essentially your step. That's a major step. And people don't realize how major that is.
Realizing what explaining the major step? What is that realizing that they're wrong?
They're skipping that step. I mean, essentially, yeah, they're wrong. They're skipping that step because they're literally giving the court the evidence that they need to not prove their burden. They are removing the court's burden of proof. CPS's burden of proof to prove that your kids are dependent, abused, or neglected.
Because you're agreeing.
Here's the thing. They're actually a third party, right? And they're suing you for custody of your children. That's exactly what they do here. If you look on the paperwork in Virginia, it says third party suing for custody. And if it's unfounded or you end up in court like we did and we won, it said, we are no longer suing you. Case dismissed. You didn't have a right to sue me to begin with.
Right. You didn't have a right to sue me. You didn't have a right to do anything towards me or my kids or my family. But people, and in all honesty, if I was anybody, and if this was my case right now, and I was literally in the midst of litigating it, or I was in appeals court, I was in any form of anything, I honestly would look at the attorney, ask him. Tiff knows this. I've told how many people, ask your attorney one question, just one question. Ask them if you stipulated. I said their reaction will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Right. So at what point do they actually stipulate? Like from the moment that they take on your case?
No.
From the moment they accept the appointment of being your lawyer, the appointment, or is there or is it like at the 72-hour hearing, or when does this little meeting of the minds happen that you're not invited to, that they agree on this stuff for you?
It literally happens right before adjudication, because they have to have a dispositional hearing and then they have to have an adjudication hearing. Well, they can combine those if you stipulate. Okay, so if you go to court that day and you're going to court for adjudication, and they automatically move to disposition, which is where they decide whether your kids are going to go into foster care, stay with you, or when they do that court hearing right there is where the attorneys, and generally they won't even talk they'll talk before the court hearing, and then your attorney will come talk to you. Hey, this is what's going to happen, and you just nonchalantly agree because you don't know.
Right. See, like up here for us, they said, "Oh, you can agree." They call it the Jeopardy hearing up here, right? And they were saying the way that they conned us into doing it was they said, "Look, it's just a Jeopardy hearing. We just need to alter the language. The language that doesn't mean anything. We're just changing the language to this so that it doesn't. You just agree to the stuff. We'll just alter the language, change the verb, change the words so that it doesn't seem so whatever." No bullshit. You totally just conned us into signing away and saying that we were guilty of these charges that the state has conjured up on us, and we just openly admitted that we did it, even though we didn't.
Here at your 72-hour hearing, if you get one, or your 5-day hearing, I've literally prepared parents to go in these courtrooms, and they come out and call me and say, "Let me tell you what happened." And I said, "Well, what happened?" This hearing, they transferred custody to grandpa. I said, "What? Yeah, because you know why? Because they put child protective orders on the parents. Transfer custody. CPO stay in place till the kid's 18.
And it's asinine. It's sick. It's like, wait a minute here. You we didn't come in for this. Like, and here's my thing is that these parents, it's scary. Like, you are literally, and what makes me so angry is the fact that these attorneys are doing it. They know what they're doing. It's not like, oh, this is something casual this is their loophole. Okay, this right here is their loophole. The attorney.
Just like the person that you helped said to his attorney, what did I stipulate to, or whatever he said to her, and her response alone, well, I didn't force you into anything. Oh, so you didn't disclose it either.
Right.
So therefore, full disclosure, if it is not fully disclosed, it's null and void, because you're not supposed to be entering into a contract that doesn't have full disclosure. And let me tell you, and Osiris is on here.
Oh, let's get him out here.
Well, no, he's on. He's in the audience.
Oh, I thought
he too knows, even with child support. And I know he hates that, but just for the sake of saying it, how can the judge enter you into a contract without your signature or knowing that's what they're doing? They can't.
No.
But they do it every day.
But my whole thing is that I'm trying to educate people on how to stop it before it happens. Before they even have that opportunity to even go into, no. Okay, you don't CPS shows up at your house. This happened to me. I'm not a
hold on, Becca. He's in the waiting room, Darren.
All right, let's get him out.
I'm not guilty. I'm not a innocent party in any form. I've had my share of fair issues with CPS. They came to my house the last time they were here. They got an emergency removal order because I asked them if they had a freaking warrant. They got an emergency removal order of all 5 kids. So it wasn't just my husband's 2 kids. It was all 5 kids.
That's bullshit.
They took them. Now it was dismissed within the week, but hi, Osiris.
Ladies and gentlemen, the God of law.
The legend.
The one and only.
Love you guys. How you doing?
God, he's a sexy man, isn't he?
Darren, do you have a man crush?
Maybe so.
Only thing I take is donations, cash only. How you guys doing?
Good. How you feeling?
Oh my gosh, man! One of the most painful times of my life. I was down. I think I hit you last week, and I showed you the pictures. I developed water on the knee from an old injury, and I've broken my ankles. I've been in wars. I've suffered critical injuries. I ain't never been in that much pain in my life.
Oh man!
But the cool part was they gave me some awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just now. I mean, I've been out because usually I'll log in here and flirt with you guys on the chat, and I've been out, and so it was. I had a couple days off. I can actually walk now without crutches and the cane, but I was kind of jacked up. But thank you and look, I said, look, Tony ain't take care of me. She's the one who did it. She ain't but this tall. She's like a little Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hey, dynamite comes in small packages, dude.
Yes, it does. Great topic as usual. My sister, I've been, I always listen. I tune into you guys every time you're on live. And, everything that you said was correct. And, these guys, they're criminals. That's really all they are. And, we already know that Title 4E is all those titles. A through E it's all, well, I don't think there's a B, but it's all federal funding.
So does this stipulation thing work in the child support realm too? Like, are you agreeing somehow secretly to this paying child support? They stipulate you to do this? Is that
stipulation is a contract. That's all it is. It's just another word for contract.
But they're doing it underneath your nose without you knowing. They're doing it without you knowing and paying attention to it.
Well, they're doing it because they know that you're ignorant.
Ah, okay, right.
Yep.
Okay. And when you go in,
They think
when
we're
you have,
dumb.
huh?
They think we're dumb.
You know, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but all right, if they're doing it to you, it's because you are dumb. All right, and you and again, that's no disrespect. It's just these people have a science that they work off of. And you said it earlier. The wording is everything.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. Because here, what do you have? All right, we'll take Title 4E CPS. Right. What is it?
A contract.
Yeah, but what's on a contract?
A signature.
Words.
Words. I mean, yeah, words.
Take away the words, you got no contract.
Yeah.
Coffee stain.
And just on that phrase signature, I have done a lot of research, and if you look in the memory banks of the states and go into their definition, a lot of them define a signature as a weak or infirm person.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to do is, like, if I decide that I want to visit a court, whatever, I carry a Sharpie, and where they have it says signature, it'll say signature. I'll Sharpie that out and I'll write under their autograph, because there's a difference between a signature and an autograph, and they
That's
don't like.
That's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't do that. Yeah, I
So
can.
what is the difference? What are the differences, my man?
An autograph is basically something that someone asked for. A signature is something that you agree to. That's why you need a signature on a check. You can't autograph a check.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, can I have your autograph? Sure. It's just acknowledging somebody asking you for that script.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And if you look, the check, the signature line on the check,
Uh-huh.
you ever look at it with a magnifying glass?
It says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it says authorized signature. And if you look at those court documents with a microscope, you'll probably see the same shit.
Yeah. I know it
Wow.
says back your social security card too, right? Doesn't it say something on that line? Doesn't it have like the whole?
Well, there's it'll tell you
Yeah.
that this, it says that this card is invalid if not signed by the holder.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's in the
all
blue.
that. And
That's in the
those
blue.
people write all that.
yeah, say that
I've
again,
never
Punisher.
signed mine,
It ain't yours.
Right.
and I never signed it ever.
Nope.
Well, here's a catch. Regardless if he signed it, and I'm glad you brought that up. All right, because here's the deal. I don't care if it's Title 4A, Title 4D, Title 4E. It all revolves off that Social Security number. Now, would you guys like me to blow your lids off right now?
Sure. You've been down. Come on.
All right. Statutory instrument 1997, number 1778. The Social Security Order of 1997 by the British Crown. The Social Security Administration is not an American agency. It is a British insurance company owned by the British Crown.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're making their money. So when they pledged everybody's labor,
It's modern day slavery. I mean, realistically.
well, yeah, but it's slavery. It's just without the chains.
Mm-hmm.
But they still
There's
got the
change.
gift.
There's change, man. Just because you
There's
can't
change,
see it,
they're
that don't mean
invisible.
that they're not here.
Yeah. So, in doing so, yeah, and actually, I'm glad you guys let me on, man, because I've been kind of dosed up these last few days, and I was
Yeah, that's
I was
sick.
getting a little relaxed. I said, "Oh man, I gotta get off this couch."
Yeah. Feels good to
Yeah, I
sit
didn't
down
know
and
my
scratch
hair was
scratch
down.
your head, doesn't it?
Get your brain moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I just I was looking at the blueprint that I am making for you guys. Like I told you, I am working on a little class for you guys so I can break down this Title 4E thing in its entirety. And I mean word for word, number for number. And you're right, sis. They have to have, in order to get funding from Title 4E, they have to submit a state plan. Okay. Under child support, I put it up there. It's 45 CFR 301.10.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a different number from the Title 4E one, but
Mhm.
the fact remains that under that plan, and it applies to all three plans, because they have that one for welfare, child support, and foster care, whatever you call it, Title 4E. Under that plan, it's a comprehensive statement. All right. And they use the word assurance, but if you look up the word assurance, it means promise. All right.
Mhm.
So it's a comprehensive statement promising that whoever is administrating it will comply with the stipulations in Title 4E and its official federal regulations and other issuances of the Secretary of the United States Department of Health and Human Services. All right. So now here's the catch. When they submit that state plan, a lot of people don't realize, all right, by submitting a state plan and promising a foreign entity, because the United States is foreign to every state and vice versa. When they did that, they became an instrumentality of the United States government. 28 CFR 3002-15C. Okay. Now, under 15A, the United States is defined as a federal corporation. But a lot of people thinking that's like a Walmart. In actuality, in law, that corporation is what's called a body politic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was it? 28 CFR what? 28 CFR?
28 CFR 3002. It's subsection 15A and C. So when they became an instrumentality by that plan of the federal government, all right, they became subject to the instrumentality rule, which means that basically because the United States is the parent, all right, they totally control them. So the CPS agency, what you call the Child Support Enforcement Agency, and these welfare agencies, they are not state agencies. They're actually instrumentalities of the federal government that operate in the state. Case in point, we're all from different states. I'm quite sure you guys got there's a Social Security Administration building out there, right? Somewhere. All right, that's not a state agency. Okay. Yeah. They don't have the authority that an actual state agency is. And the cool part is they don't have the immunity because they're operating in a foreign capacity and they're operating in a proprietary capacity. You can sue every last one of them. Every last one.
I'm in federal Social Security.
The CPS, right. But look, just like with Title 4D, all right, the CPS is where? What branch of the government is it in?
Executive.
All right. So now you got the executive branch who goes into a contract with these courts. Anybody who enters into a contract is a contractor. Under the legal maxim expressio unius est exclusio alterius, the mention of a contractor is the exclusion of a judge. And if you do a FOIA request, you can actually get their contracts, because that's what we do under Title 4D. We're getting, listen, man, we are shutting down cases. Well, we ordered you to pay child support. Well, not according to this contract, because on page 18, it says you're not an officer, agent, or employee of the state. So that being said, where the hell did this order come from? The same thing works for CPS. If you get their contract, you shut them down.
Becca.
Yes.
You got to get those contracts, girl.
FOIA request. So you go on, I'm sorry, what state are you in, Ma?
Ohio.
Oh, whoa. Please. Yeah, I'm right next door. Ohio's easy. I got all Ohio's contracts. And their Title 4, shoot me an email, Mama. I'll put it here on the screen, and I'll send you Ohio's child support contract. And then you do a FOIA request for their CPS contract. They're going to read exactly the same. The only difference is it's not going to say Title 4D. It's going to say Title 4E. And when you go down to line 18, I swear to God, I get so many cases shut down in Ohio. It's not even funny. You go to line 18. All throughout their contract law, they are defined as contractors. Okay? Because they're defined as contractors in their contract overview, all right, on the contract itself, the physical contract, we have it on line 18, and they're all the same. It clearly states that the contractor agrees to perform under this contract in performance of Title 4D and not as an officer, agent, or employee of the state of Ohio or the 4E agency or 4D agency. You got bamboozled.
Interesting. You know, I will probably figure out a way to use that in more ways than one.
Do a FOIA request. Actually, you can probably more than likely. When I got my first Ohio contract, I actually found it by accident online.
I did
'Cause
too.
I was-
When I found
Right,
their
yeah.
MOUs, I found their MOUs. I found their contracts between, you know, the county commission that the county commissioners sign off on. So
Right.
they are paying these people and they know it. Okay. County commissioner signs off on it, and it's the contract between Job and Family Services and the juvenile court judge, the prosecutor, the CPS agency.
Is that the Court of Common Pleas out there that does that, or
Yeah.
juvenile division?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you now listen, if you go back on and look in the contract, you have to read all the stipulations. I promise you, you take a minute, get a fine-tooth comb, glass of wine, right? Say some music and take your time and read it. All right, you'll find that stipulation that I just told you about that overturns the whole case. It's done. Whatever they did to you, you can not only can you not. I mean, it's way past appealable, but you got a massive pulmonary embolism type lawsuit.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing is
That's
that
if you make
even
it to that
the
pulmonary embolism.
like the MOUs, like, I mean, I have, like, I talked to a civil rights attorney, and she's like, I'm like, those MOUs are the foundation. That right there is just the start of the proof that here's that they're doing ex parte, that they're not individuals, they're colluding together. They
They are
are
contractors. They are
yeah.
not officers, agents, or employees of the state. That's listen. All right, think of it. All right, you said the foundation. Your kitchen table. How many legs does it have?
4.
All right, take away one leg.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this.
Okay, that's what the contract. The contract is a leg. You take away that leg.
Right.
There's now it can still stand.
Yeah, it'll stand
You
like
know,
this.
on 3 legs, but if you put something on it, it's a wrap.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even if you got it counterbalanced on the other side, it's still going to fall. Okay. So, in a nutshell, instead of banging your head against the wall, you know, and I tell people, it's not about figuring out what they did was wrong. It's about proving what they did was wrong. And when you grab the contract, all right, when a judge can't sit in a judicial position under his oath of office and his bond and perform activities that are not judicial in nature.
Yeah.
All right, that judge is only performing in a proprietary manner, and he's lending the prestige of his office to the CPS and giving others the impression that they got a special influence on the judge, and they do. It's called a big fat fucking envelope.
Yes, sir. Sure is. Big pile of greenbacks.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know they call it repayment. I call it bribes.
That's money.
Yes. Thank you very much. In any
That's
other
money.
place, we'd be getting arrested for that, right?
Right?
Yeah. So you know, but it's all about the wording, Tiff. True or false? It's all it is. It's words.
Yep.
One of the best things that you could do, folks, is like I said,
Get
you
a
know,
legal
not everybody
person.
is law savvy. You not comprehend that, but you know, if you don't understand a word, you go to the dictionary.
Mhm.
Okay, and for law, you got to get a law dictionary. Yes,
And I've also noticed, I've also come to find, actually, I should say, that if you go to, so like states, okay, so like the definition of a child, right, or definition of dependency, or whichever you want it to be, if you go to your state's statute, they've actually put their definitions in there. So when you read the statute, that's what these definitions, that's how they use these definitions.
right.
So
So they
if
turn
you
their statute
become
It's
into
familiar
called
with-
the statutory construction.
yeah, so if you go and
Statutory
you read
construction.
these,
Well,
What'd you say?
here's the deal. Even though they have their own definitions, you still have to look up the definitions of the words that they use in their definitions.
correct.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a really cool definition. All right, anybody got a key? You know, a key.
Yeah.
You got keys? Okay. Does anybody know what the word key means?
No.
Okay, so we know what a key that unlocks the door is. All right, but when you actually read their law, case in point, And this applies across the board. Title 4E, Title 4D, Title 4A. The Social Security number is the key piece of information that they always need. Okay? When you look up the word key in the legal definitions, it means what? Description of property made certain.
Key is
The
something
Social
used to
Security
identify-
number is what? The property of the Social Security Administration. All right, so and a lot of people overlook these tiny ass words. It's 3 little letters.
Description of
It says a
And
key
they really,
is
that's how they dig in.
something used to identify, access, or control something else.
Okay, what does identify mean?
Description of property.
In the law, the sameness of evidence, the fact that a person, subject, or thing before the court is the same as charged or represented to be. So if it's not a person, if it's not a subject, then it's usually a thing. In Title 4A, D, and E, the subject matter is the Social Security number. It all boils back. And earlier you said children, all right? Humans have offspring, all right? Children by the government are identified by a social, which renders them property of the Social Security Administration. You don't want to be talking about children. You want to be talking about human offspring.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah, because the contract that I have that I gave to the school, that nobody from the janitor all the way up to the whomever is allowed to talk to my grandson without me being president, unless it's about education.
Right.
It clearly says offspring.
Okay, word usage, wordplay is I'm telling you, it is. Just imagine this, sister. Did you send me a text on Facebook earlier?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, she kind of looked like it was. She said she's from Ohio, but anyway,
May have been. I don't know.
It's wording. Okay, just imagine standing in a room full of Spanish people, or German people, or people who speak a different
Totally
language.
different language.
Right, and you're sitting there like, the hell?
What? What are they saying?
Right, and that's the same thing that these so-called courts do. They speak in legalese.
Mm-hmm.
It's a language that it sounds like ours, but like idem sonans. It sounds the same, but it's not.
Look,
Or
I even got a
synonym.
Merriam-Webster's. Did you know Merriam-Webster makes a legal dictionary?
Sure, I got
Done
the
that
whole volume
forever,
back
man.
there.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm a cheapo. I'm like, I'm gonna get a Merriam-Webster's legal dictionary.
But you can't go wrong with the Black's Laws from the
No,
film
definitely not.
all the way down. And
I have those. They're just digital, and I just don't. I'm not a. I like to be able to hold it in my hand and read it and flip a page. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
Oh yeah. Well, I give them out online. I'll send you a copy. I've got all the original copies. It's I lived in Germany. I went in the military after high school like 900 years ago, and I was stationed in Germany. And when I got there, you see the street signs. I mean, the stop sign is I think universal, but everything else was like, and for the first 4 hours of arriving in that country, because they put you on the bus and take you to your new barracks or wherever you're going, everything's in a language you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt this big, and I was really frustrated because I couldn't. I'm like, what does that mean? So what did I do? I learned the language because they send you to like a Head Start program so you can get the basics. And then, I just happened to be involved with a beautiful German woman. This was before electricity, and then she taught me how to speak German. Now, I don't speak, I'm not fluent like I used to, but I can hold a conversation in it. But I can comprehend what people are saying because I know the language. And I don't care if it's CPS, state or federal, it's the language. Because when you comprehend like you said, do you understand? Don't stand under that. No, I overstand.
No, I don't stand under you. Yeah, I know.
Stand under
And
that.
of course, back then I was just completely oblivious. And then I was like, oh my gosh, when I started doing research, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I don't play checkers. You want to play chess? Okay, checkmate. Let's go.
Ooh, Lord, that's
Yeah.
something right there, boy.
So what was the outcome for you, sis?
Well, me, myself, and I got my kids back twice. Shut up, Aaron.
Now, the beauty about this is you had to go through something, right?
Yeah.
We all had to go through something, and the outcome is what you learned when you came out of it, and now you know that you know that you know what needs
And
to
they
be
know
known,
I know.
and they know that you know,
You know that he knows that she knows.
I
and
mean-
we know that you know that they
we
know.
know that he knows what I know that you know.
And needless to say, by the time my case was over and done with the first time, they had my file and passed it around the office, and nobody, I mean nobody, was willing to take it because they were like, no. I didn't have a caseworker for like 3 weeks and nobody told me, nobody called me. I mean, I'm sitting here like, I haven't seen my caseworker, I haven't heard from her. I thought that they just like fell off the face of the earth. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, and then they're like, oh no, she quit 3 weeks ago. Well, thanks for letting me know. Hello. And they ended up, but I mean, three of them ended up getting fired. I got a recording of them slandering me and my husband and my dad on my voicemail because
Or they didn't hang up the phone or something.
yeah, they didn't hang up the phone. And she left a voicemail on my phone. And I kept it, and I still have it to this day. And I was like, I will use this against this bitch. I asked her, I said, I swear to God, I said, I told you when we first met, there's two kinds of people I cannot stand. And that's two-faced people and stupid people. I said, so which one are you? And she said, well, I guess I'm stupid because I don't know how to hang up a phone.
Is there do you know if they have a high turnover rate at that office?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think, and the reason I asked that is could be something adjunct to, it's like you don't even have experienced people coming in here. You guys are you flip people more than burgers get flipped at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That and I've also heard recently that some of these places, some of these CPS agencies have temporary workers, like from a temp agency.
Oh, yeah, they've done that. Yeah, child support does that. A lot of them do it.
Well, I knew child support did it.
Huh?
Yeah.
I knew child support did it.
Oh, they all do it. And then they label it as seasonal work. Just like when tax time comes, all these little tax preparers, they're seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
They get in, they make a little money, and if they do good, they stay on. I mean, I know y'all remember Nancy Schaefer, right?
Oh yeah, we all know Schaefer.
Okay, so Nancy Schaefer was long time, but she exposed them.
Yeah.
Carol Rhodes, you know who Carol Rhodes is? Carol Rhodes was the whistleblower in Michigan who blew the CPS and the Child Support Enforcement Agency under the water. They shot her in the head, and she lived.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, you told us that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the last video that I did, I had her leading off one of the videos because I just exposed Michigan. But yeah, when they start getting exposed, they don't like that shit.
I literally had I requested my CPS case file literally last week. Okay, I requested it last week. I got an email back from the clerk's office saying that per the judge, they needed to get a legal opinion from the prosecutor as to what they could legally give me.
Why?
Well,
it's
because
your name on it.
They can't practice law from the bench, even though they are, and usually the prosecutor who's also under a contract with the CPS.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. A prosecutor, I can't remember I think it's called Berkeley versus United States. I'll get it for you. The Supreme Court at that time, which has never been overturned, clearly stated that the prosecutor is not supposed to be out here seeking convictions and shit like that. He's supposed to be administering justice for people who have been wronged, not acting in a proprietary manner, because it's the prosecutor who controls every case. I don't care if it's criminal or civil. Right? Even in Title 4E, Title 4A. But here's the catch. In all those titles, those alphabet titles, all right, if you read the documentation clearly, right, why do they call it Child Protection Agency? It's not, because guess what? the lawyers don't represent the child. They represent the CPS's interest.
Right.
Look at the application. It says the same thing on child support. Well, why are you calling it child support and you don't even represent the child?
You know, I'm glad you said that, because I made a special little trip up to the courthouse one day, and I'm like, "Hey,
I
it's
would
the
love to
crazy
go there
lady."
with you one day, Tiff. I swear I wouldn't open my mouth. I just sit there and enjoy.
Just smile.
Mhm.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, just smile.
So I go up there and get a child support pamphlet, right? Because they got them in there. So, you know, I'm walking out. Now I'm reading it on my way to the car. And what is on the very first page? Do you need a protective order? If you need a protective order, please check yes. What the fuck does that have to do with child support, bitch? I was so mad.
Well,
Not even relevant.
it's got to do. Look, you can take out the child support. You take out, because child support doesn't exist anyway. But just call it federal funding.
Right. So then I ordered this paralegal book, and in the index, I go to ex parte. Why does it say they're unethical and judges should not be ruling on them? I said, well, I knew it. I knew it was a violation of the 14th Amendment, but yet here we are. Virginia made it so easy that somebody can walk right into juvenile and domestic court and say, oh, he threatened to kill me. I need a protective order.
Well,
and bam, there you go.
That's usually CPS and what you call child support are one of the most spiteful ways that people get back at each other. I
Yeah,
don't care if you're a man or a woman, because it works both ways.
Yeah, it does.
And it's you know, they bite off your nose to spite your face.
that's right.
Yep.
And they don't realize how detrimental that is to your offspring. That's traumatizing to your offspring.
They realize they just don't care.
Huh?
I went down.
They just don't care.
Yeah.
I went down to, I know you hate this, but I went down to the child support office right before I got married, and I said, look, he owes me all this money. I'm never going to see it. I'm getting married. I'm not bringing this into my brand new marriage. I want to close my case. He's got another child. Give that money to that child.
Right.
They were so mad at me.
They gave you a hard time too, didn't they?
Right. We're going to lose all, you're going to lose all your arrears. You're going to lose all the interest. I said, look here. Do I look like I'm worried about that? No, give me the goddamn paper. And I called him and I said, I just took you off child support. Leave me the fuck alone. You don't even worry about paying me. You're not going to pay me anyway. Bye.
That is something what's called, that's a case closure criteria under 45 CFR 303.11. All right. More than likely, you did it under Section 12. A person who's not receiving Title 4A assistance can terminate. You can terminate the case, but he can't. So that's a denial of equal protection of the law anyway. But yeah, they don't, because they're losing money. I read a case law, Blessing versus Freestone, one of my favorite case laws.
I love that.
The United States Supreme Court clearly, Sandra Day O'Connor said that the states underwrite 66% of the 40 efforts. All right. If you look up the word underwrite, it means to sell bonds that couldn't be sold. Okay. So if they also underwrite CPS activities. I don't know if it's 66%. It's somewhere, it's probably around the same, but it's all dealing with bonds. All right. Bonds is evidence of debt. Then they sell them and they make tons and tons of money. I'll show you a website. You can go and you can run a CPS case, a traffic case, child support, or criminal case. You run that case number through there, and it'll show you that they are EE bonds that are set to mature like every 5 years. So even when the case is dismissed, they're still making a ton of money off of it. Now, ain't that some shit?
You know, I actually did that to my ex-husband. When we got our divorce, the judge was like, he was actually really understanding. And he was like, because I said child support. They brought up child support. And I'm like, look, I'm like, I've lived on both sides of the fence. I've lived, with somebody who paid child support. We struggled. I get it. Like, I never wanted child support for my kids anyways. I just wanted him to be a dad. I wanted him to be there. So I'm like, I don't care. And I'm like, I literally forgave his $20,000 in child support. He was in arrears to me. I
You
forgave.
wasn't gonna get it anyway.
I know. So I'm like, hey. I mean, as soon as we got divorced, the dummy went on freaking unemployment. So I'm like,
Oh,
and then even after I gave him a clear slate, a nice clean slate, put him at a zero balance, and then he goes on freaking unemployment. And I'm like, well, now when he died, he was like $36,000 in debt to me. And of course, never gonna see that money because they're like, oh,
secret? I'm gonna tell you this. One, you said judge. There's no judges in CPS or child support. Number two,
no, this is in our divorce.
Right. But if they order child support, then he didn't do that judicially. He did that proprietarily. But the case law, clearly states that Supreme Court Title 4D was never intended to benefit individual children in custodial parents, and therefore it does not constitute a federal right, far from creating an entitlement to services. He never owed you anything. All right, and the Supreme Court defines people in child support, the customers who actually go in and ask for the service. All right, they're third-party beneficiaries. All right, so the benefit to them is merely incidental. So in other words, they're just using you.
yeah.
It's a debt collection agency.
Right. Well, it's not a debt because here's the catch. Just like CPS, all right, when Title 4D, this is how it works. Title 4D is based off of the Social Security number. All of them are, okay?
Mhm.
So they identify the non-custodial pay rent by a Social Security number. That Social Security number is placed in the records for Title 4D, or what you call child support matters. So when they made an order, if you look up 42 USC 653P, it says a child support order is defined as a judgment. Okay, that judgment, they pass a judgment because they're placing a judgment not on the human being. All right, it's in rem. In rem means against a thing. So when they identify by the social, that's what the judgment is against. And under 18 USC subsection 8, that created a certificate of indebtedness, and it became the liability of the actual property owner, which is the United States. That's all it is. They just reverse it, and they got you thinking you owe money. You don't owe them a dime. Why are you calling it child support? And the United States Supreme Court said it has nothing to do with children.
Well, not only that, United States versus Sage, and I brought this up, right? The Supreme Court said child support is no different than a car loan or a student note or something to that effect.
Yeah, you're right. You're on point.
So I told the judge that, right? So he gonna hold up the order like this. You mean this order, this court order right here is not a court order? I said it sure isn't.
Oh. We had go in last week, and we went in, and I was outside because he was close to me. I said, listen, take this contract in here, and I told him what to do. And the judge was like, well, you're under order. So, and he says, so you're a judge. This is a Title 4D. Well, he said, this is a child support hearing. He said, yes. And you're acting in the capacity as a judge? Yes. Well, I just happen to have the 45 CFR 302.34 contract. And on page 19, it says you're not a judge. You're an independent contractor.
Nice.
And independent contractors do not have judicial authority, all right, to order to pay anything. And that means it's in quorum non judice in front of a person who's not a judge. Second of all, when you made that judgment, that was an in rem lien against the Social Security number, all right, which is not my property. You need to go see the Social Security Administration for that.
What
So
is it?
needless to say, he was escorted off the property and threatened with arrest if he came back. And the case is no longer pending.
Sounds familiar.
But get the contracts. Advise everybody. CPS is under those contracts as well. All right, because they have a state.
Where do I put that? Who do I file that FOIL request to?
I'm going to send you his email address. You can ask him.
Whatever agency they're in. Usually they're in like the Department of Human Services. Well, yours is Office of Temporary Disability Assistance, I think. No, what is it? OJT out there?
ODJFS.
Yeah, Office of Jobs and something like that. Whatever it is.
Job and Family Services. Yeah.
Yeah. That's who you play with. I could, you know why? Because New York starts with an O too, so I was going between. If you go on their website and you can Google FOIA request for jobs and temporary services, whatever it is, all right, and it'll direct you to their page. And what you want is the 45 CFR 302.34. I think it's that one. Cooperative arrangements between the Child Protective Services, whatever they call it out there, and the whatever the Court of Common Pleas in the county. And you want the FOIA request for the court, the clerk of the court, the prosecutors, and even the sheriffs. You get all those. All right. If people get all of those, you can stop them dead in their tracks. So if you have those contracts, all right, and they come to your house and you present them, well, here, I got your contract. I got the judge's contract. Now, what was you saying about a court order?
Right. Who's talking about that again? Right.
All right. And usually they don't bring police. They bring the sheriff's department. True or false?
True.
Okay, because the sheriff is also under a contract. The sheriff serves under so many different contracts, child support, CPS. All right.
They always bring my city police.
Huh?
They always bring my city police.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, but if they're bringing them, that means they're under a contract.
Oh, I know. I have their agreement.
98% of the time, 99.9% of the time, it's usually they'll bring the sheriff. But because I am harping on everybody on my side, and these people are getting these contracts, and these cases are getting dismissed, and they're getting embarrassed.
Oh well.
Right, and
it's part of the game, right?
Same
You wear a
option.
bulletproof helmet when you go outside.
Jesus Christ.
No, but I carry a nice big AR-15. And so I would advise people who are dealing with this CPS bullshit, you do the same thing. Now, I know I'll look it up for you. I know there may be a difference in the number lettering with the contract, but they're all federal contracts. All right. Nobody can get federal money from the federal government unless you are under a contract. If you read Wehunt versus Ledbetter, they say everything that when Congress decides to give the state money for whatever it is they're doing under these different titles, it is much in the nature of a contract. So if people who are dealing with CPS, and I understand how stressful it can be, because like I said, I used to do CPS. I don't touch it anymore because it's a pain in the ass. All right. But once these people obtain these contracts, that's the nail that seals the coffin. And not only does it shut down the case, it also gives you standing to sue them in federal court.
So what happens if they don't respond to the FOIA request? Because sometimes they just don't respond.
We have not.
Now,
if you go to the court and do a FOIA request with them, they won't give it to you. But you have to the FOIA request. It is a law. They have to give it to you. Worst case, if they don't, then like a lot of lawyers, what they have done, like when they want, they do a FOIA request for like web body cams and shit, and they don't want to give it up. They actually have to sue for that shit. But that it's worth it.
You can do a writ of mandamus too.
Yeah, however you want to do it. But the fact of the matter is they don't want to give it up because how incriminating it is.
Yep.
And they know as soon as they give that up, it's a wrap.
Like donkey shop, right?
And literally, when you have a juvenile court judge say that he needs to get a legal opinion from the prosecutor on what he can give me, I'm sitting here like, that's not even his job. Like, wait a minute here. Like, I asked for records.
You got that. Listen, they are contractors. They are not judges. You're going to have to take that word out of your vocabulary.
Okay, I'm going to take that word out of my vocabulary. But when that dude, when that contractor decided he was gonna say that he's gonna contact this other contractor who said, then I need to get a legal opinion for what? I'm asking for public records.
Yeah, but that's passing the buck. Well, I took him upon advisement, so that's like what's it, the hot potato? That's all that was. That's passing liability.
Are you serious right now? And it's all because I asked for the minute orders. I asked for any correspondence between CPS, the judge, the contractor, and like any internal, external, any judge's notes, any bench notes,
whatever. Yeah,
I asked for all that.
Yeah.
No, he was like, I got to get a legal opinion. Oh, you're gonna get counsel now? Okay, so now I'm probably gonna have to file a writ of mandamus because, well, I still ain't heard from these people. It's been a week. I'm like, wait, and I laid down the law for her. I literally gave her the law, and I gave her step by step what she could give me and what she could not give me.
But this is all behind you now, though, right? It's not.
No, I'm still waiting on it.
I'm saying though, like as far you got your kids back, so.
Oh yeah.
Right now, you're just looking. You're grabbing evidence.
Yeah, I just for my own. I mean,
Okay,
I have.
I was just going to clarify because.
But I'm just curious as to what's on what's judicially on that record. I want to know what's on that record.
Yeah, and now is this a court of record or?
It should
Virginia
be.
is not.
No, it's not.
Not in Virginia. Not no.
Are they on record in Ohio?
I believe so. I can't say definitively.
They got the big red clock when you go in there, sitting on the desk. You know what I'm talking about? The clock the clock in there is usually a big digital clock that keeps the records and the minutes and shit like that.
Oh,
That's how you can tell if it's on the record or not.
Then it might not be a court of record because a lot of juvenile and domestic is not a court of record.
These are private hearings. You can't even listen. That's why they call families or people in there one at a time. You go in there, you only see the people that they're dealing with, and everybody else is sitting in the hallway until they're done. It's all private hearings.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, they won't let anybody in there who's not a party to the case. I mean,
family only, and sometimes they even limit that shit.
They kicked everybody out of our court hearing.
Oh yeah, you know what? He's right. Berger versus United States. Thank you. I was right. Berger versus United States is the case law that the high court said that the prosecution should only be seeking justice, to remedy those who were wronged. Okay, and that's profound. And I've used that in many. Well, you're trying to get a conviction. Who are you seeking justice for? Well, we're Child Protective Services. Okay, but you're not funded to protect children. You're only funded to kidnap them. Y'all, that's the only reason that you do that is for federal funding. Because here's the catch. And Tiff, we've had this conversation. Yes, there are some kids that need protection, need to be removed from the home.
100%.
Right? But just because somebody's being spiteful and saying, well, she won't let her kids eat snacks or her kids stole something from the store and she beat his ass. No, you spare the rod, spoil the child. They want your child to get in trouble so they can get into their system later.
Yep, 100%.
And Tiff, I find these every time I see one, I send them to you, Tiff.
I know you do, and I be watching them too.
I know I sent you a couple of doozies, and I don't know if she saw these or not, but I'm gonna send them anyway. And they be doing some heinous ass shit. But people who are in the sound of our voices, you should encourage, and I encourage you, get the contracts, the Title 4E contracts between the whatever agency, the social services agency, and the courts and the sheriffs. Don't just ask for one contract, ask for them all. That way you can get them all in one sweep. All right. The clerk is under one, the court is under one, most likely the sheriff, the prosecutor guaranteed. Okay. Anybody who's involved, you ask for all their contracts. All right. Every last one of them. So you get in that contract, you can get a lot of traction. Go ahead, Tiff. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So when I took my video up to my prosecutor, right, of them that I marched off my property, I said to him, why are you not arresting these people for false allegations and fraud upon the court? And do you know what he told me? And I had to argue with him a little bit. He said, well, Tiffany, they have sovereign immunity. I said, oh, no, the hell they do not.
They gave that up.
No such thing. Right.
Not under that contract.
I said, they do not. And I said, fraud is a crime.
Sure is.
Catch.
Because they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah, if you read the case laws, anytime somebody accepts federal funding, they automatically waive sovereign immunity.
Mm-hmm.
Title 4E, I don't know if it's as lucrative as Title 4D, but I don't care if you accept 50 cents in federal incentives, you waive immunity. I'll send you the judge's handbook and ruling on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Title 4A, Title 4D, Title 4E, all federal money, all loss of immunity. You can Google it. When does the state lose immunity? It'll bring up the judge's bench book. You lose.
Oh yeah, those bench books. People don't know about those, but those things are on point. Those things will tell you. Oh my God, I have all of them.
They should know about them because we talk about them all the time. And even before Darren and I hooked up and did Tiff and The Punisher, I was like, you all need to go and get your state bench book because they come out once a year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Find them on your state Supreme Court's website. State Supreme Court's website.
Yep. They are awesome. And the biggest problem, is
people don't know what to look for. I mean, realistically.
Well, here's the deal. First and foremost is 99.9.98% is ignorance. Because people don't know their rights, and everybody's so distracted with sports. And I mean, life is crazy out here. It's got you running in all types of directions. And 90%, here's the catch. I would have never got involved with what I was doing if I wasn't victimized by it. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
Let's keep it real. But now that we've been down the path and we've all been victimized, all right, now, we've been martyred, and now we're coming back and we're making a change. Right? Because if you don't know what it feels like to have a broken leg, you can't tell nobody what that shit feels like.
Nope. And that's what I say all the time. Darren's like, nobody's hearing us. Nobody cares. I said, oh, no, they don't right now. But they will when them bitches knock on their door.
It's coming. It's funny. I made, before my legs went stupid, I generally try to post a couple of videos every week. And I kind of went in because I actually, believe it or not, I actually caught up on all my work. I said, all right, I'm going to, finish editing some videos. And, I watch a lot. I watch YouTube like religiously because I like all the different news feeds and stuff and a lot of the comedy skits, and I listen to all my music. So I made a video and I went back and looked at it. It had 197 views on it, right? And I put out some monster shit. And I was going through, I was just on, and I looked at somebody's stuff that I always look, like one of these gossip channels. Now, this guy posted a video 3 hours ago, and he's already got 400,000 likes on it or views on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't get it. Right.
I don't either.
Really look at like a lot of the dumb shit that, the trivial stuff. They get the mad views, right? And then like when people like us were putting out knowledge, I mean they're limited. And
I literally just hit 170, almost 170,000 views on a post that I posted on Facebook. TikTok, I've posted the same one, like maybe 200, if that. But
200,000 or 200 views?
No, just 200.
Oh yeah, but
that on Facebook it was 170,000 that I've gotten, and that was just for education. Like, and I was surprised. I was surprised it even went as well as it did, because I'm like,
that's astounding. You know what I mean? But
I know.
But if you
really I know, she says.
I was surprised. I mean, I was really surprised.
And that's a good, I have my one platform, I've got over 30,000 subscribers. And on my latest platform, I've got like close to 2,000. I've got some videos that almost hit, that like, 300, and that's the older platform. All right, but the newer platform, I mean, they're still watching them, but it's like, it's getting less and less because now, like, I'm in Pittsburgh, not in Pittsburgh, but I'm close to Pittsburgh. All right, and they had the draft down here this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you how distracted people are. People were taking off work. And what they did was they shut down the regular bus system all over the city, right? And then they sent out, stadium flyers. So they were making sure that everybody from as close as the proximity as they can from Allegheny County and all the different counties, all right, was getting down there because one, it was a distraction, and two, they made over $200-300 million, just probably more than that, just over that weekend.
I believe that.
If you can go to any bar and ask, anybody. I even got associates that don't even go to the bar, right? They can tell you all the sports statistics, but ask them, what's your First Amendment right? I don't know.
It's sick. It's like, geez, like you guys don't even know, like, what are you doing? Like, educate yourself with something useful. And cities and schools, oh no. I've looked into why they don't teach you anything useful, because they don't teach you anything useful. I mean, what? Some basic simple math and some division and some multiplication. That's probably about it. Anything that you are going to use in real everyday life, they do not teach you because they do not want you to succeed. They want you to be in the labor force, and that is it.
Well, you know why schools were built, right?
Yeah, to mimic prisons.
Prisons and factories.
Yep.
The bell rings.
Literally, the school plan is still in place from the 1800s, which it was put into place because they were trying to transition these people and educate them on how to be in the workforce. That's literally exactly what it is. And that's a proven fact. Like, that's what they did. And that's
but they were batteries. That's all.
You have to remember, they're not going to teach people their rights. Why would they teach people about that could rise up and take them down?
Yep.
That's why. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
remember that movie Ants?
Mm-hmm.
You go back and really look at that movie when what was it, the whatever they were, I don't know what the bigger bugs were, but
grasshoppers.
Like, hey, listen, man, one ant is no big deal, but when they all start getting together, we're gonna have a problem.
It's like Darren and his cats with the groundhog.
Yeah, I got three of those. I got three of those fur goblins running around here somewhere too. Oh, there's one of them right there. But so, and that's why you notice when you start asking questions or start demanding certain documents, they don't like that shit. That's why they give you such a hard time.
Well, yeah, and that's when I told the one guy I was helping, I was like, just ask your attorney. And I can't tell you how many people I will tell them. I was like, just ask your attorney. Just ask your attorney what if you did it, if they did it for you, whoever did it, if it happened. And the response is like, they're like, I didn't force you to do anything. I didn't. That's not what I asked. That's not what they asked. Why are you automatically getting on the defense? Like, hold on here a minute, guys. Like, something's not adding up. The way they react, actions speak louder than words. And the way you react to that is going to tell me everything I ever need to know.
But, when you asked that question in that webinar we did on, I think, Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, the lawyer out of New York said, you actually start the stimulation process.
Yeah.
The minute you speak to them.
Oh, did she? I didn't get to, I was in the midst of trying to get my mic to work. So I didn't even get to hear the response that they gave me. Of course.
Well, that's what the New York lawyer said. He said, I'm going to answer this the best way I can. And he said, and if you ask me, the minute you speak to a CPS worker, you're already
it's over.
Because it's
over.
Agreement. It's an oral
Already
agreement.
And listen, the same shit that I have been preaching for 37 years. Thank God both of these attorneys validated what I said.
Mhm.
You must, at first, from the very beginning, just like I did in my videos with that bitch on my front porch and them 12 fucking police officers, you have to insert your constitutional rights. You have to. It starts there because you really can't wait till you get to court and say you're violating my rights, because then latches applies, right? You can't go back and undo what you didn't already do.
Yep, you're exactly, on point. And there's some people shouting. Let's see. Ahmed Osiris and Becca, Wicked Wise. Hey, Wicked Wise.
That's me. They asked who what your name was and who.
Okay. Let's see. Michael. Hey, I'm from Johnstown. Hey, brother. Hey, Chris.
That's Michelle Alvarez.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for the shouts. I hope you guys are getting this information, and I hope you guys are going to out there who are listening to I love what these people do, and I join them on the platform every chance I get because I'm a soldier, and I want everybody to be free. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm going to say. Look, we got to be equal opportunity ass whoopers out there, folks.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to know your rights. You have to learn how to stand your ground, and if you got to punch somebody in the damn mouth, then do what you got to do. And I say it all the time, and y'all heard me say it, and I'm never going to stop. They don't fear us.
Nope. It's like our kids. They don't fear us anymore.
Nope. Right. What'd you say? Now, look, when I grew up, you didn't even look like you was going to talk back. You saw that blue light, and then you woke up a week later like...
you got that look. I'm like, I tell my kids all the time. I tell them all the time. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, if I talk to my parent like that, my head would be knocked off. I don't even know what you're talking about. And they're all like, but the schools, literally, they say that. So statistics say that social media and the schools have taken our authority as parents away because now they don't. Now, okay, Tiff. Well, you're
I'm a whole different kind of person because you ain't. No, we're not doing that.
Gangster.
Yeah. And I'll ask them quick, who the fuck are you talking to and who the fuck do you think you are? Because let me tell you, my blood runs through them motherfucking veins, not yours.
Yeah,
I have been barred, Becca. I have been barred off of school property because I told 3 principals I was going to whoop their motherfucking asses for putting their damn hands on my child.
You sound like me with the principal at Graceland School.
I'm not your biggest fan. I am now.
I've literally
listen. They sent the police and my son in the police car to my job and said, you are now barred off the school property. And I said, bullshit. My son goes there. I promise you will not stop me.
Hey,
I did the same thing to Graceland's. I did the same thing to Graceland's principal. She literally was like, so tell me why my kid didn't come home from school today on time. And I'm like, so I called the school. I'm like, where's my daughter? Oh, she stayed after school for a TNT, which is it's like an after school detention because she had missing homework and she told the teacher to shut up.
Aren't they supposed to call you?
They're supposed to schedule it with me. Okay.
Right.
I'm supposed to know and have some form of notification that, hey, we're keeping your kid after school. Oh no. And I was like, oh hell no. So I put my clothes on. I drove down to school. I was like, okay. I said, why didn't you call me? Why did you just gonna keep my kid and just not tell me? Well, and I said,
was this recently?
Huh?
Was this recently?
Today.
What?
Oh,
girl.
Today.
Oh,
today.
That's why I was asking. I was like, is this recently?
Today. Okay. Last year so in Ohio, and anybody in pre-kindergarten to 3rd grade is not allowed to be suspended. Okay. It's literally against the law for this to happen. They suspended my daughter because my daughter picked up a rock and chucked it at a kid after he had bounced a water bottle off of her head. A Stanley. Sorry, let me rephrase that. A Stanley off of her head. The parent didn't.
I'm sorry. What's a Stanley?
It's a cup.
It's a cup. It's a metal,
Stanley.
one of those big metal cups. Okay. Bounces it off her head. And then so she picks up a rock because it's not in her nature to just chuck a rock at some kid, at his face. And I'm like, so I asked the principal, like, well, this is out of her nature. Like, did you think to ask about what the other kid, like, what happened? Like, and she's like,
every story.
yeah. And she's like, well, all I know is that the teacher came up and said that your daughter had thrown a rock at his face and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm like, well, you're not allowed to. It's illegal. I said, you are breaking the law. And then when I told the teacher that when I got told she had TNT this year, I told the teacher, I said, is there any way that you can put her with somebody else? I said, because I don't want my child around a criminal who breaks the law. I said, and he was like, what? And I was like,
have you ever thought about homeschooling?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I homeschool one of. I tried to homeschool her, and
all right, Tiff. What was that? I'm sorry.
Well, listen. When I handed them that contract that I sent you, I said, now this meeting right here, because I hand delivered that to the principal, and I mailed the other two. I said, now this is going to determine if he comes to public school or I homeschool him. I mean, and K through 12 was hitting me up. Oh, we'll send you everything. Da, 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 da. Yeah, because I will pull my grandkids out of school. I've told all my kids, I am your mother and you will listen to me. And if you have any problems, you're going to pull those kids out. And if they got a problem, we'll just go back in front of the school board where I whoop that ass twice and we'll get your kids out of school.
Well, and here's my thing too, is that, did you know there's a difference between homeschooling and homeschool, and I can't remember the other word that they use for it, but because, okay, so there's a public homeschool that you can do online.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, or there's an actual like homeschooling where you don't put them in any formal state mandated educational program, and you can do that. CPS likes to bug parents about shit like that because then they're not getting a formal education.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's not about the education. This is what they use. They're isolating this child, and it's not normal. And we feel the child needs to be around other children. Bitch, who the fuck are you?
And especially when there's children who's literally sitting there and I love these videos, how these kids are getting taken away from I don't love the videos, but like just the point to see, like, it proves a point that, kids that are being taken away from their parents who they love, and literally they're screaming, kicking, crying, being belligerent, because they're being taken away from their parent who abuses them.
Well, I got news for everybody.
What child would be doing it if they were abused? You know what I mean? Like,
well, let me tell you, my grandsons, and because that's all I got right now in schools, sons, not the daughters, because they're too young. My grandsons have smart fucking mouths since they've been in high school, middle school, and elementary school. And I've threatened to knock their fucking teeth out because I don't know who the fuck they think they're talking to. But I've told all of them, I am not your friend. I am your grandmother, and you will respect me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I told my son that the other day. We got into it, and he thinks that he's Billy Badass and Tommy Tough Nuts. And I'm like, look, dude, I'm like, I am not your bro. I'm your mom. You will respect me. And if you don't, I will slap the taste out your mouth. Like,
well, my son told me when I was on his grandson, he was like, on his son, you're getting soft in your old age, because if I had talked to you like that, we'd have been picking my teeth up walking through the emergency room doors.
Well, I'm letting you know now, ladies, unless I get me some Lunchables, I'm turning your asses into CPS.
Go ahead. They don't like me. When they come next time, if they come next time, they're bringing the National Guard, the Army, the Navy, and the fucking reserves.
Yeah, because you know what? It's crazy because, I think I'm older than you, Tiff, but I grew up in the 60s and 70s. And back then, you remember the old phrase, it takes a village? Let me tell you something. You got your ass whooped by the neighbor.
Multiple people.
Whomever caught you.
They caught you, and then they whoop your ass and then take you back to mom, and then mom whoops your ass.
Sure did. I'm 2 years younger than you. I know.
Yeah. So
I literally had a parent show up at my house because I smacked his daughter's hand. And I said, I told her to keep her hands off of my stuff. And I literally I was just one of those little, just
Yeah.
don't touch my stuff. Like, you're touching glass that's breakable. Like, and he came down here and was like, I don't know why you're putting your hands on my kid. I said, I expect you to beat my kid's ass. Okay. If my kid comes to your house and is touching your stuff and breaks your stuff, I want you to beat their ass because they know better. They know better. And they
Sure.
shouldn't be doing it.
Well, where we live,
Mm-hmm.
my kids always told on themselves because I would get calls at work. I'd be saying, Tiffany, guess what your son did? I'd be like, what? So my
They
daughter
tell on themselves.
called me one time after I got a call about her. I said, hey, what you did this weekend? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, oh, you don't? So I had a customer come in and I said, you know what? I'm going to call you right back. So the customer left. I go over and talk to my son. I said, hey, I just got a call about Sade. She was doing X, Y, and Z. Here goes my son. Well, I was with her and yeah, we both did it. I'm like, yeah, everybody called me. It didn't matter who it was. They saw my kids doing some shit. Tiffany, guess what your kids was doing this weekend? Oh, really?
Yeah. And I really love it when they tell on themselves, when they
Oh,
literally
my
aren't thinking
daughter's
you're listening.
famous.
And when they think you aren't listening and you're literally sitting there and you're listening to them talk to their friends on the phone or whatever they're doing. And they're literally like, you remember that one time? And it's like, what? Did
Yeah,
I
they're
hear
not
you
very
right?
smart.
I know.
My
I'm just
son,
like, don't
my
repeat
son was telling his little buddy one time, yeah, I didn't want mom to see my report card. So I signed her name. I opened that front door and said, oh, now we signing a bitch's name to shit. Oh, I'll be changing up my signature from here on out.
And you
I
know
bet
what?
you won't trace it again.
I was pretty good at forging my mom's signature of some school shit back in the day.
He beating your ass. He beating your ass.
Oh
He
my!
shouldn't.
And trust me, I got stretched out. You know, I'm this refined young man you see here. I'll listen. I got 3 other siblings, and I was the worst one. Right? Literally, I was a badass, and I got beat by everybody. But the funny part was, I did all that dumb shit when I was a kid. So, when I went in the military and everything, but as I grew older, that stuff leaves you. Now, all the other siblings are the ones who are out getting in trouble. And so it's, like back then they were goody two shoes. Oh yeah, he did this. I stayed on punishment, how they call it. But now, I think I'm the only one that ain't a felon. So
Right? And I don't, and I don't get that. I
can't
don't
say that.
understand that. I don't understand that. Like, I tell my kids all the time, like, I would rather you get that stuff out of your system while you're young, because
Yeah.
I lived it. I did stupid stuff when I was young, and I did.
Sure, man, that's what being young's all about.
I mean, but as I got older, like, there wasn't a need for that. I didn't need to be, you know what I mean? I didn't need to actually do that because I already did it. And what fun is it now? Like, even when I became 21 and I could legally drink, do I do it? No, because it's not fun anymore.
Nobody's perfect, but it's cool.
Nobody's perfect.
It's funny because if you really think about it, I've seen, and Tiff, I know you've probably seen it and watched the videos. I've seen kids call 911 on their parents. Oh, he beat me because I was, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays, I think they want these human offsprings. This generation of these young people now is cooked. We're all older. We didn't have all this social media. Look, I remember when AOL came out. I mean, you know what I mean?
See?
Yeah, so that. But now, and like you said, it's this social media are these children's parents, and you got people out there giving bad advice. Now, there's a lot of people that put a lot of good information out on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's not the stuff that they're into. They're into,
they want to see breaking laws and doing
doing these TikTok challenges that'll kill them, and it's like they can't think on their own. That's why. Let me tell you something. Remember, there was the big issue about TikTok, and they were saying they're gonna get rid of it. They wasn't gonna get rid of TikTok because they know what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's that too, but it's controlling these
Population control.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, and I'm a firm believer of what you said earlier. I want to, you know, I graduated high school. I had no desire to go to college because I was never a book person. I mean, now I am. But look, I learned how to read. All right. I learned, look, I add, subtract, and divide. I knew how to count that check in them hours. All right. And a couple other little goofy things, but and I was actually an English major in school. So those were the only three. Like I don't know why they put me in algebra. I didn't know nothing about no damn algebra. Once I got past adding, subtracting, and dividing, the rest of it didn't make any sense to me. I'm not going to be a scientist. I don't need algebra. Now, and as far as now, I'm going to say this, right? And they, you know, this as well. You got to take history. Well, that's his story. What about our story?
Yep.
All right. I own a t-shirt company called Our Story Shirts. And so, you know, you're learning all, and they don't teach you anything.
Nope.
And more importantly, now, like I know you probably all seen it. Tiff, I know you probably seen it, got mad. The videos where the little kids are falling out in the store because they don't get what they want.
Oh my God.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. Oh, let me tell you a story real quick. King likes to run and hide. And I was telling Darren this. And I said to him, because when my kids were little, I made them watch the Adam Walsh story. Right?
Oh,
Kid
wow.
got his head cut off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So once I told them about that, they stayed with me. We're in the store. Kingston's hiding. And I'm yelling for him. And he thinks we're playing hide and go seek. Well, I'm getting mad. And now I'm worried that somebody done stole my kid.
Yeah.
So finally he comes out. He's like, oh, did I scare you? I was so mad. I said, do you understand that somebody could have killed you and cut your head off? This is what he yells through the store. Yells, Jaya, how you like it? I tell you, I'm gonna cut your head off.
But you know what? And you are, because here's a catch. All these missing kids nowadays, didn't they just find a bunch of kids somewhere? I caught the end of it, and I didn't research it because I was out of it because, you know, they had me on this good happy pills. But they found a bunch of children somewhere that were dead, and you know they were from totally different states, and it's like they dumped them there. And you know these kids aren't understanding that it's serious out here. And you know what? I'm a firm believer that you know, I've seen these conspiracy videos. I'm a firm believer that they're eating these kids. All right, we know about the adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome, yeah.
Right, and as far as like CPS, CPS has been tied to
Epstein files.
Trafficking.
Yeah,
they have been tied to heavy trafficking. All right, and it's like nobody is, you know,
it's sad. I mean, my daughter, she literally, we were going through Walmart. You know how they have that little box of missing kids.
Right.
Above where the bathrooms are, they had that, and my daughter says, "Mom, are those all the missing kids?" And I said, "Oh, honey," I said, "those ain't even. Those ain't even." I said, "That's not even a decimal point of the kids that are missing."
And if you go back in our day, Tiff, remember it used to be on the milk carton. Remember that shit?
Yep.
So, you know, I think now this system, because they're so, you know, I think they're living and feeding off of human offspring now. It's just too overwhelming. And, you know, they are conditioning, like you said, these, now I'm going to say kids, because I you know, it's kind of, we got to decide, because now they're kids and most of them are grown now. I mean, you know, they're not even out of high school. They walking, you know, these little 9-year-olds walking around with cell phones and tablets. And, you know, ain't nobody going outside to play anymore. And then, you know, they're just taking them. And then, but yet, here it is. We know that they're taking them. They know who's taking them, right? George Bush. All these people are implicated in this shit. And, but yet, CPS is coming out for the regular people's offspring for taking away their cell phone, or maybe they made them go to bed with. I mean, stupidest stuff.
Mhm.
And then I think I saw a report. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, Tiff. The amount of children that are dying in foster care.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
So
when does that get reported on?
Huh?
When does that get reported on?
We do it right here.
Between the sports game, in between the tennis match and the football drafts and the baseball picks, and and now, not to mention, you got so many movies out that are having people being numb to a lot of the stuff that's going on out here.
Yep.
Yeah, because they want people desensitized.
That's and now look, check this out. I haven't driven in a while because of my leg, and then my car is still up on stilts. But my mom was telling me, because I haven't been, no need to go to the gas station, and my mom was telling me, she said, I went and got gas the other day, and I had to pay $35. I was like, well, Mom, you got to put gas in your car. Gas, I didn't realize, because I haven't been driving in a while, is up to $4-something a gallon.
$4 a gallon. Yep.
Okay.
$4.79 here.
What?
All right, and well, I drive a vet, so mine has to take 93, and I'm glad I haven't been driving lately. Now you got this distraction over here in the Middle East, which this country has no business in, and the only reason they're over there because they, it's the oil. That's why they went there in the first place, and killing all these women and children. Listen, folks, I'm gonna tell y'all better get some guns, a lot of them. All right, a lot of them. All right, because the first thing that's going to happen, they're going to start turning off the lights. They're going to shut off the water. The food supply is going to die out. All right, and this is going to become a deranged society.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they're not showing this in these movies for entertainment. They're showing you what's coming.
They say that that's a psyop to prepare to train these people.
Yep. So we got some comments in here. Let's see.
We need to start building bunkers. We need to start being like those people when they thought the atomic bomb was going to go off.
Do you know why the government? Do you know why the government has
It's almost $7 in California? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all. We got some thingies popping up here.
Do you know why? Do you know why they told them that? So they didn't have to bury as many people.
Oh yeah.
That's how they had everybody.
Darren, that joke is sick.
Oh, that's the serious. Swear to God.
Swear
to God. That's the CIA.
That
was another CIA thing back in the 50s and 60s.
Oh my God.
No, you want? I'll bet you $50 right now. You look that up. You look that up and find out why the CIA told everybody.
I didn't say you ain't wrong because I don't put nothing past nobody, but I'm just saying that's just messed up.
Prove me wrong, as Charlie Kirk would say.
Hey, and so that's I was just trying to say there's a couple of what's his name? Somebody said gas is $7 in California.
Woof.
It's been a long time. Let's see. David Bridge, how you guys doing? Voice of Freedom. Oh yeah, that was a good movie. Michelle Varr, My Child Was Taken. Hey, you guys, everybody who's listening, get them FOIA requests in.
There's a show coming out. There's a movie coming out on May 7th. Do you guys? If you
What?
follow,
Wait a minute, what was it, Darren?
It's called Dear Mr. President.
Dear Mr.
What?
There's a movie coming out on May 7th. Huh?
Couldn't hear you.
I said it's called Dear Mr. President.
Dear Mr. President.
You can't hear me?
Who's in it?
Is it about Marilyn Monroe?
Nope. It's about.
No, that's Happy Birthday, Mr. President, baby.
It's about what, Darren?
It's about everything we've been talking about tonight. Everything that's been brought up. Straw Man, all of that stuff. It's all
And where's
been
it going to be in the theaters?
No, it's not in the theaters. It's on. I'll tell you now.
One of them pay channels.
No, I think it's coming out free the first when it comes out.
And
Find out what.
Advocate of it. Hold on,
somebody said in the comments, my child was taken because we were trying to teach them what the cartel in San Diego will do if they steal them. Yeah, they will cut your head off and tape it to a stop sign. Tell them that because my kid's dad himself, he was literally from Tijuana, Mexico, and he walked out of his front door and there was a stop sign. The body was sitting on the freaking curb, and then the head was taped to the stop sign.
How do they tape it?
With duct
Probably
tape.
with duct tape.
Do you think duct tape will hold the head to a stop sign?
Yes.
Duct tape will hold anything.
Yes, it will.
I don't know.
Why
Duct tape
y'all
would give
give
her all the
they
duct
were
tape
my
to your
best
chair.
friend?
I've done a lot of things.
Duct
but I
tape,
don't know
duct
about
tape will
that.
hold a muffler up on a car, bro.
All right, we got to
That's the
go.
muffler. That's the
They
muffler.
found me.
And she's not talking about the police.
Watch this. Watch. Check this out. Check this right here. There you go.
And for everybody who's shouting us out, you know, we appreciate you guys. I hope you're learning something from this. And again, I'm going to put this out there. I'm doing some research so we can get you guys some Title 4E training. All right, and get you up to speed. I just got to get caught back up because I've been out for a little while. What just popped up?
Watch this. This is what I'm talking about. Here you go.
Just send me God of Law's email.
On a video with Mel Carmine, and one was describing the events leading up to the 4th of July and what's happening in the country and what is expected to be happening. And in the video statements that the military tribunals will be public. They will be presented so that the country can cleanse from this evil. The country needs to see it. And it's just there are events happening leading up to this that are being very methodically done. And
Methodically.
just know that the video underneath this one on my timeline is Lana Saban talking with Mel Carmine, talking about how Trump wants a nice calming part leading up to the celebration of the 4th. And after that, it is expected that everything is going to be begun to be shown the cleansing of this evil for this country and the world. You have to understand that the United States is just one country out of an entire world. And there are 8 billion people in the world. There's 330 million in the United States. And it's not just affecting us. America is much bigger than what you perceive America to be right now. And that freedom, and that righteousness, that honor that is America, has reached worldwide and is liberating people throughout the world. It's not just us anymore. We shall be free. Now go watch the video. Go listen to one. Say what's happening. And he has directly said this in this video. The EBS is not really EBS anymore. It's the AS. It's kind of like an emergency alert system. The EBS was taken over. Used to be in Blue Mountain. Was taken over by Delta Force over a year ago. All the communications are secured for reasons that they can't infiltrate. So you can't get the propagandas out there anymore. And this must be done correctly. So that it can't be polluted with the evil again. And if you go listen to Juan talk, you'll be like, holy crap, this celebration is going to be a celebration. Go listen to Mel and Juan talk in this video. It's important you hear it. It's important you understand why. It's important for all America to understand why. We must make certain that this can never, ever reoccur in humanity again. And this evil must be eradicated in a correct way. And it must be known, and it must be shown, and it must be eradicated. This cleansing has begun. Dear Mr. President, DEARMR President.net. Dear Mr. President, show me the money. The straw man will release May 7th, 2026 at dearmrpresident.net. I strongly encourage everyone to go watch it. Tell all your friends. You want answers. You're going to begin to start seeing them. It's going public. May 7th, 2026. Dear Mr. President, Strawman, show me the money!
The most distant place in America hides its.
That's Jerry.
All right,
He's
so
got
I
more
guess
following
we'll be
than any of
watching
the other 3 times over.
Yeah,
Damn right we will.
I got you there, Becca. Becca.
All right.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Yeah, I want to do me a favor, Darren. Send me the link to that, the one you just showed. I was having a hard time seeing it. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to go and take me some more medication.
He's gonna go get loopy.
Pretty much. Thank you for allowing me to attend. Everybody who joined us, we thank you for your support. You have your assignments. Do your FOIA requests. Becca, I will. I'll send that to you when I sign off. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And then if you have any questions on it, and like I said, it says it's pretty much the same as CPS, but when you do your FOIA request, you'll get it and you'll see you'll compare them. You're gonna be like, God damn, same exact thing. Tiff, internet wife, you look great. Darren, internet brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, you hearing the song? Listen to the music. Make sure you hear it. Everybody, have a good night. Check this out, though. Don't go anywhere. You listen to this.
Oh, I like that.
Beneath the Nile's eternal flow, where shadows claim the dead, Amen Osiris sits in judgment, crown upon his head. He weighs the heart against the feather, truth against the lie. No mortal tongue may twist the verdict written in the sky. Osiris, Lord of resurrection, guardian of the gate, enforces cosmic order, sealing every soul's fate. When chaos rises and the wicked seek to flee, his voice thunders through the void, justice shall decree. Amen, Osiris, God of law, eternal and supreme. He binds the wicked, frees the just, fulfills the sacred dream. With scepter raised and eyes of flame, he measures every deed in halls of truth where none escape the law that all must heed. Amen, Osiris, ruler of the balance, king of right and wrong. His judgment echoes through the ages, steadfast, pure and strong. No bribe of gold, no whispered plea can sway his iron will. He restores the broken order where the crooked hearts grew still. From dew-on steps he calls the souls to stand before his throne, and those who lived in righteousness shall never walk alone. Smart in silence, wise beyond the mortal coil span. Amen, Osiris writes the final law for every woman, every man. When empires crumble and the stars themselves grow cold, his law remains unchanging in letters forged of gold. No force on earth or heaven can defy the God who reigns. Amen, Osiris, God of law, forever he sustains. hunters just became the hunted. Tiff and The Punisher. We do it for you. Corruption, putting kids through the pain, gunning for CPS, no mercy, no slack, we stole the truth, now you're under attack. You came for the children, thought you never fall, but the table's turning. Hear the battle call, when the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. The hunters become the hunted. CPS, the time is through. Tiff and The Punisher rising from the flames, uncovering the lies, screaming out the name. When the hunters become the hunted, we are coming for you. Dropping bombs every episode raw. Real survivor stories breaking every law. You the parents label us all insane, but we flip the script, now you feel the pain. Got it for CPS, people heading the same. Breaking down the system, screaming out your name. Foster care secrets buried in the dirt. We dig them up deep, watch the whole thing burn. You thought you were untouchable.